2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor wrote a private journal while leading his army through a brutal war. He was surrounded by death, disease, betrayal, chaos, and yet every night, alone in his tent, he wrote the same ideas over and over. Control what you can, accept what you cannot. Never let external events disturb internal peace. That emperor was Marcus Aurelius. His private journal became one of the most influential books in history, and today his philosophy quietly shapes the minds of the most elite soldiers on Earth. This is a story of how an ancient philosophy became a modern weapon. But before I tell you how the military uses this, I need you to answer something honestly. Think about the last time something went wrong in your life. A plan that failed, a person who betrayed you, a situation completely outside your control. How did you react? Did you accept it and move forward? Or did you fight reality, resist what happened, and let it destroy your peace for days or weeks? Be honest in the comments. When something goes wrong, do you accept or resist? One word is enough. Accept or resist. I read every single comment, and by the end of this video, you will understand why your answer matters more than you realize. Stoicism is not what most people think. It is not about being emotionless. It is not about suppressing feelings. It is not about pretending pain does not exist. Stoicism is about one thing: control. Not control over others, not control over outcomes, not control over the world, control over yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, your responses. The Stoics believed that suffering does not come from events themselves. Suffering comes from our reaction to events. Change the reaction and you change the experience of reality itself. This idea is 2,000 years old, and it still works. Afghanistan, 2009, a remote outpost in the mountains. Harsh terrain, brutal weather, constant threat. An infantry unit had been deployed there for months, no end in sight, no clear progress, no visible victory. Morale was collapsing. Soldiers started complaining constantly. Small problems became massive frustrations. Arguments erupted over nothing. Mental health declined rapidly, but one senior non-commissioned officer remained completely steady. His name was Sergeant First Class David Reyes. He had been deployed 4 times before. He had seen friends die. He had made impossible decisions under fire. And yet he never complained, never reacted emotionally, never let circumstances disturb his internal state. Younger soldiers noticed. One night, a private asked him directly, "How do you stay so calm when everything here is falling apart?" Reyes paused for a long moment. Then he said something the private never forgot. "You cannot control this place. You cannot control the enemy. You cannot control when we go home. You can only control how you respond. Everything else is noise." And I stopped listening to noise a long time ago. That sentence could have been written by Marcus Aurelius himself. Stoicism teaches that most human suffering is self-created, not by events, by resistance to events. When reality does not match expectations, the mind rebels. It demands fairness. It demands comfort. It demands that the world behave differently. And when the world refuses, suffering multiplies. Stoicism removes this resistance. It teaches acceptance, not passive surrender, active acceptance. Accept the situation exactly as it is. Stop wishing it were different, then act from clarity instead of emotion. Military training teaches this same principle without ever mentioning philosophy. During basic training, recruits face situations that seem pointless, standing in freezing rain for hours, waiting endlessly for no reason, repeating tasks that feel meaningless. These moments are not accidents. They are Stoic training disguised as discipline. The lesson is simple. Reality does not owe you comfort. Your job is to respond well anyway. A soldier named Thompson once described a night that changed his entire mindset. He was assigned guard duty in the worst possible conditions: cold rain, complete darkness, no activity, no purpose, 4 hours of standing alone in misery. His mind started spiraling. Why am I here? This is pointless. This is unfair. I hate this. The resistance made every minute feel like an hour. Then something shifted. He asked himself one question: what if I just stopped fighting this? He did not try to enjoy the rain. He did not pretend it was pleasant. He simply stopped demanding it be different, and instantly the suffering reduced. The rain was still cold. The darkness was still complete. Nothing external changed, but his internal resistance disappeared, and with it, most of the pain. That night, Thompson understood Stoicism without ever reading a single book about it. The Stoics believed that fear comes from imagination. The mind looks into the future and creates disasters that have not happened yet. It imagines failure, loss, pain, death, and it experiences the emotion of those imagined events as if they were real. This is why anxiety destroys people who face no actual danger. The threat is not real, but the fear is. Stoicism teaches a simple correction. Return attention to the present moment. Do not carry the weight of an imagined future. Carry only what is real right now. The military calls this mission focus. During a patrol, a soldier does not think about the entire war. He does not think about whether the mission will succeed or fail. He does not think about what might happen tomorrow. He thinks about his next step, his position, his immediate responsibility. This narrow focus prevents mental collapse. Stoicism teaches the same discipline. Do not carry burdens that are not yours to carry. Stay present. Stay focused. Stay in control of the only thing you can actually control: yourself. Another Stoic principle is emotional discipline, not suppression. Discipline. The Stoics believed emotion is natural, fear is natural, anger is natural, grief is natural, but obedience to emotion is a choice. You can feel fear without obeying it. You can feel anger without acting on it. You can feel grief without letting it destroy you. A commander named Colonel Martinez once received devastating news during an operation. A helicopter had gone down. Casualties confirmed. Some of them soldiers he had personally trained. Emotion surged through him instantly. Grief, rage, the desire to react, but he paused. Not because he was cold, because clarity was required. His team was watching. Decisions needed to be made. Panic would spread if he lost control. So he delayed his emotional response. He gave orders calmly. He stabilized his team. He completed the immediate mission. Later that night, alone in his quarters, he allowed himself to grieve. The emotion was not suppressed. It was postponed. This separation between feeling and acting is pure Stoicism. Stoics believed that hardship is training, not punishment, not injustice, not cruelty, training. Every difficulty prepares you for the next difficulty. Every setback builds capacity for the next setback. The military mirrors this exactly. Training is deliberately hard because reality is harder. The goal is not to eliminate discomfort. The goal is to normalize it. This is why soldiers appear calm in situations that overwhelm civilians. They are not superhuman. They are trained. They have rehearsed hardship so many times that when real hardship arrives, it feels familiar. Marcus Aurelius wrote his journal during one of the most difficult periods of Roman history. War, plague, betrayal, death everywhere. And yet his words remain calm, measured, controlled. Because he understood the only victory that matters, victory over yourself. Modern warriors may never read his journal, but they live his philosophy every single day. Focus on what you can control. Accept what you cannot. Respond with discipline regardless of circumstances. Now let me ask you again. When something goes wrong, do you accept or resist? Think about it seriously, and here is your assignment. This week, when something happens that you cannot control, pause before reacting. Ask yourself one question: am I fighting reality right now? If the answer is yes, stop. Accept what is. Then choose your response deliberately. Come back and tell me in the comments what changed. Stoicism is powerful, but it is only one layer of ancient wisdom the military uses. There is another discipline, equally old, that trains the mind before thought even begins. A system that sharpens awareness itself. That story comes next. Subscribe now so you do not miss it. I will see you there.